The quote, "You only lose what you cling to," is attributed to Gautama Buddha, the founder of Buddhism, a philosopher and spiritual teacher whose teachings have had a profound impact on Eastern philosophy and spirituality. This quote encapsulates a profound aspect of Buddhist philosophy and provides insight into the nature of suffering and attachment. To explain this concept in a way that aligns with Buddha's teachings, let's delve into the fundamental principles of Buddhism, examining the nature of attachment, impermanence, and the path to liberation. Central to Buddha's teachings is the concept of suffering, dukkha, and its causes. He proposed that attachment, craving, and ignorance are at the root of human suffering. Attachment, in particular, is the strong emotional clinging or grasping onto things, people, experiences, or ideas in the belief that they will bring lasting happiness and fulfillment. However, according to Buddha, this attachment leads to suffering because it is based on a false perception of permanence in an impermanent world. Buddha emphasized the impermanent nature of all things. He taught that everything in life is transient, constantly changing, and subject to decay. This impermanence applies not only to material possessions but also to emotions, relationships, and even one's own self. Nothing remains static or eternal. Everything is in a state of flux. When we cling to something, whether it's a physical object, a relationship, a certain identity, or an idea, we create a mental and emotional attachment. This attachment breeds suffering because it opposes the natural flow of impermanence. We often desire to preserve what we cherish, fearing its loss or change. However, in reality, change is inevitable, and the more we cling, the more we suffer when that inevitable change occurs. Imagine holding on to a handful of sand tightly. The tighter you hold it, the more it slips through your fingers. Similarly, when we desperately cling to things or desires, trying to control and possess them, they slip away or change, causing us distress and pain. Buddha's teachings invite us to understand that by loosening our grip on these attachments, we can alleviate suffering. This doesn't mean abandoning joy, love, or enjoying life's experiences. Rather, it suggests cultivating a mindset of non-attachment or detachment, a state where we appreciate and cherish the present moment without holding on to it rigidly. Non-attachment doesn't imply indifference or lack of care. Instead, it fosters a deeper appreciation for life's beauty while acknowledging its fleeting nature. It involves recognizing the impermanence of things and cultivating a mindset that allows for change and transformation without causing inner turmoil. Moreover, the quote suggests that our losses often stem from our attachments. When we lose something, whether it's a possession, a relationship, or an identity, the pain we experience is directly proportional to the level of attachment we had towards it. If we didn't cling tightly, the loss wouldn't cause as much suffering. To illustrate this, consider a situation where a person loses a job they were deeply attached to. If their entire identity and happiness were tied to that job, the loss might be devastating. However, if they had a less attached mindset, recognizing the impermanent nature of employment, the loss might be easier to accept. Buddha proposed a path to liberation from suffering, known as the Noble Eightfold Path. This path includes ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. One of the elements of this path is mindfulness, which involves being fully present and aware of one's thoughts, feelings, and experiences, without attachment or judgment. Mindfulness enables individuals to observe their attachments and cravings without being consumed by them. Through mindfulness meditation and practice, individuals can develop a greater understanding of the impermanent nature of existence, gradually reducing their attachments and the suffering associated with them. Another key aspect of the path to liberation is cultivating wisdom and understanding the nature of reality. By recognizing impermanence as a fundamental aspect of life, individuals can free themselves from the chains of attachment and live with greater acceptance and equanimity. In summary, Buddha's quote, You only lose what you cling to encapsulates a profound truth about the nature of suffering and attachment. It invites us to examine our attachments and understand that clinging to transient things leads to suffering. By embracing impermanence, practicing non-attachment, and following the path of mindfulness and wisdom, one can alleviate suffering and move towards liberation from the cycle of attachment and loss.